What's going down, everybody, on Nation? It's your boy Star, bringing you the first episode of the Breakdown, where I try to break down and dissect the competitive gameplays from me and other members of Eyvol, just to try to tell you guys what was going on through our heads at the time. This is a 2v2 search and destroy on Dome, and we start off on the Delta side, so we do have a bomb. And I knew that time management was something really crucial on this side, so you see me start throwing those stun grenades, trying to get one stunned as I try to push out to throw the nade down to the to bunker, but I do get stunned and naded, so I know that I'm one shot right now, and there is somebody on our front door. So I tried our hardest to back down. I see that Oshi does have loading side, so I was actually able to push out in front of him. I knew I was trying to make sure there was nobody over here, and even if I was, he was gonna be able to rush out and clean up the kill. So I do spot one, and I managed to take him out. So now I'm just looking for a monster, and I did see that there was somebody on our front door. So I was trying my hardest just to try to get in this head glitch and watch middle, but I did not see him. And right as I turn, I try to get this kill, but my shots were a little bit off, so Monster does pick up the kill on me. So now Oshi starts moving back, and he does manage to get the kill on Monster. So we do secure that round, and I feel like we both did a very, very good job. Our communications were spot on. I called him out as soon as I died, and Oshi was already waiting there to get the kill. So now on the opposite side, you see me. I'm basically the one that ends up spawning farthest away, other than Flowy, but he wasn't supposed to be playing anyway. But you see me throw those stun grenades, two loading. I did not hit anything. I tried a new nade there, but it kind of messed up. I was trying to see if I could get something through there. So I knew that they were going to try to rush it a little bit, so I waited here, and then Oshi told me that he could see that entire side. So I started moving back in the dome, and I'm just waiting for them to try to plant B, and I do see Monster, so I pick up him, and I knew there was another one around that corner. So I pick up nade as well, getting a really nice two-piece and the bomb defuse. Very nice play by me, if I do say so myself. I kind of expected the B push, and it definitely worked for the better. But on that side, you always want to have somebody watching your middle and somebody watching B. A is really not that necessary, but you saw where Oshi was, so I knew that even if they tried to push middle or A, he was going to have my back either way. So we got the nice bomb defuse. So here we are going to move to the second round. And we do have bomb again. To me, Team Eyvol, we are actually very good with time management. So you see me throwing the nades. I do get the hit markers, so I throw my frag, and I could not connect with the kill on them. So I do start pushing out of our base as I was just sitting here waiting. I knew somebody was going to try to rush it, as I do see one middle, but the car was about to explode, so I decided to move. But Nade Pro does get me through the window as I was one shot. So now you got Oshi on your screen. He's going to try to just push up into that. He's going to try to sit and watch base. He doesn't want to move too much. He is going to move for bomb. But I think this is where we start making mistakes. We were trying to stay in our base too much. And in a 2v1 situation, or even like a 1v, anywhere like a 1v4, 2v4, 2v3, you never really want to try to sit in your base, because all they have to do is get, in position from both sides. Basically, if somebody's watching front door and the other person's watching loading, you're pretty much screwed either way. And if it's a 3v2 situation, then they can have one person at your front door, one person in your loading, and one person top dome. So even if they did manage to kill the person who was, front door, and they try to push out to middle, you got the person loading and the person up top dome that can easily take you out. But right there, you see Nade Pro. He knew that Oshi was still in the base, so he just rushed him, and he ended up securing the kill on him. So we do go 2-1. This time you do see me. I spawned closest to bunker, so I decided to throw my nades out. I decided to save my frag grenade for a second, and then I did throw it out. But you see me. I was trying to. I think, should I rush down under, or should I rush through middle? And I decided to go middle, but I see that Oshi got taken out, so I decided to stop. As I did manage to pick up Nade Pro as I started moving back, so I knew the other one was somewhere around B bomb. Oshi did call him out. So I started moving back. I did thought I see him, but it was a dead body. And I knew that I had to hit the reload, so I tried to get in cover as much as I could. As I'm sitting here, I'm looking around. I start pushing back towards their hall and their loading, making sure that he's not still in the base, which I don't think he was, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, he wasn't in the base. So I knew he was probably about to try to start planning. So I began to move to A, because a lot of people, once they make it to the third or fourth round, they try to plant A to try to fake you off a little bit. But some people try to make you think that they're going A, they still plant B. So it's always nice to try to position yourself somewhere around in dome or middle, but just not be too obvious where you are. You have to be somewhere in the middle. Always in search and destroy. If you're last alive, try to post up in the middle, so that way you can listen for both for planting both the B bomb and the A bomb, and I think I might have made a mistake there when I did knife. You can hear that knife sound when you start trying to do that. I think that was a really sloppy play on my part. If you see me, I'm starting to get shots, and I do back down and manage to get down behind, and I do see him. So I try to jump down, and I try to get some of those shots off. And I saw that he was in dome. I was trying to blow up the barrel, but I couldn't get it in time, and it does blow up seconds after I dash, where he does take that kill as well. That was some pretty sloppy shots for me, in my personal opinion. I feel like I could have done better with those shots. But, here we are. We're back on bomb side. So I was trying to figure out, exactly what their strategy was. So you see me once again throwing those 2 stun grenades. But this time I saved my frag just in case I might need it. And I begin to just rush loading as hard as possible. I do spot one loading. I just have some sloppy shots, and once again I get taken out. And you got Oshi. He's going to start moving back. But instead of pushing out through loading, he sits back in base. Now, like I said, it's a really, really bad idea if you're last alive and you're still in base, especially on this side. If you spawn on the opposite side, then you have basically the entire map to move through. So it's not as bad if you're last alive. But when you're on this side, you cannot sit in that base when you're last alive, because all the team has to do is just set up and wait for you to push out. And as soon as you do, they can pick you off really, really fast, quick, and efficiently. So you still see Oshi. He's still sitting here. And, he's not really moving too much. I was trying to get his 3P as best as I could. I was trying to tell him to suit up a little bit, but he just decides to try to push through loading finally. But, you're going to see, just like I was saying, that once you get somebody, once you're last alive and you're still in the base, if there's somebody loading and somebody front door, you're pretty much screwed. So he's in a really bad position right now, as there is one loading who does pick him off. There was also another one behind him, so he was pretty much screwed at that point. So, Oshi got Oshi going 1-3. I'm 4-4. I'm like, you know what? We really need to try to push out this round here. So I throw both my stun grenades, and I start moving through dome. I'm trying to rush this B side again because I know there was somebody going to be pushing that way. So right now I'm trying to play a little bit both speedy and kind of passive at the same time. Passive aggressive play. I pushed up a little bit, but I just wanted to try to wait it out. I didn't want to try to push it too much. And now you see me, I decided to head glitch this B-bomb. I'm just waiting for somebody to try to push it. And I do see him, and I start putting some shots on him. And I try to connect with the kill on him, and I do not. But I called him out to my teammate, which is Oshi. He was one shot. So you see Oshi, he is trying to throw those stun grenades over the B. He does get the stun hit marker, but I think he accidentally stuns himself as he begins to move back into loading. This time, he's still waiting in the same position, but this time it works out a little bit better for him, as he is able to push out, and he does secure the kill on Monster. And the other one was planting the bomb, so it was pretty much an easy kill for him here, as he does back down. I thought he was screwed because he didn't have on a sleight of hand, but he does manage to back down and get that reload, which was really, really crucial. He also manages to fake him out right here, and he does get the kill from behind, and he does get that nice bomb defuse. So now we are going to come back and tie it up 3-3. I was very excited at this point. I was like, let's go. What I'm saying? You're doing it. You're doing good. He started picking up his game a little bit, and here we are. We are on the 3rd round. So at this point, I knew there was something that had to be done. I was going to switch to my ACR, but I'm like, wait a second. That just doesn't seem smart to me. So I decided to stay with my PP90. And I'm like, there's only one way that I can rush at this, because I know the way that they've been rushing. They've constantly been rushing middle. They've constantly been rushing loading. So I tried to, as off spawn, just try to get down into the bunker as fast as possible by A-bomb. And I do manage to get that. And I was gonna try to rush plant it because I saw that Oshi was on the flank, but there was one that actually did charge me. But I managed to get the kill on him as well. I'm sitting there, I'm looking around, I see the other one, I do manage to stun him, and I stay alive in cover long enough just to get that nade off, and I do blow him up. Very, very good plays for me. I've definitely played a little bit smarter that round. I knew that if I rushed that side, they were probably going to end up following me. They were probably expecting that a little bit, and it actually ended up working out for my favor. You saw, even if I would have died, that Oshi would have had my flank. So, really tips that you guys can take from this. For one, if you're last alive, do not stay in your base. It's absolutely horrible. All they have to do is set up, unless they just don't expect you to sit in your base. Two, if the other team's rushing, play it a little bit slow. As you saw with the other team, we were rushing a little bit, so all they had to do was really just set up and wait for us. So, if you're in a 2v2 or even a 4v4 situation, make sure that your teammates always have your flank, regardless of what's going down. You always gotta have somebody watching your back. And that's it for everybody. It's your boy Eyvol Star. I'm gonna be posting more of these gameplays on Eyvol Nation. Please like, favorite, subscribe, comment. Tell us what we can do better. Tell us, what we can do better for our channel. It's your boy, and I'll see you out. Peace.